She woke up on Christmas Eve to her husband, thanking her for a promise she never made. And that was the first sign something about her marriage was dangerously wrong. But before anything strange ever happened, before forgotten notes and confusing promises, there was them. Lila and Marcus. They met the week before Christmas, 7 years earlier, on a cold afternoon inside a small cafe, while both were reaching for the same last blueberry muffin. Marcus laughed. Lila blushed. The barista teased them both. That same night, it snowed. Marcus offered her his scarf. She refused, then took it anyway. It became a joke between them. "You stole my scarf. Now I'll steal your heart." They dated. They prayed together. They dreamed together. And exactly 1 year later, under twinkling lights in a tiny church decorated with red ribbons and white candles, they got married on Christmas Eve. The pastor said, "Your love remind the world that God still writes beautiful stories." Snow fell outside like confetti from heaven. Their first kiss as husband and wife tasted like peppermint and hope. For the first few years, they were the couple everyone admired. Marcus cooked breakfast every Saturday. Lila left encouraging notes in his lunch bag. They prayed before bed, holding hands under the blanket. Sunday afternoons meant board games. Weeknights meant dancing in the kitchen. They shared inside jokes, church ministry, and dreams of future kids. It wasn't perfect, no marriage is, but it was beautiful. They promised each other. Every Christmas Eve, we renew our love. For years, they kept that promise. But along the way, their love didn't disappear all at once. No, it slipped away quietly. The way snow melts without you realizing the ground is bare. It began with life. New responsibilities. Longer work hours. Bills piling up. Hopes delayed. Exhaustion creeping in between them. Marcus got a double promotion, which they had prayed for and were so happy about. But it also meant more pressure, longer deadlines, and stress that seeped into every corner of his life. Lila started her own boutique, the biggest in the city. Late nights, financial strain, and sleeplessness became routine. At first, they still tried. But slowly, the Saturday breakfast stopped. The lunch notes stopped. The prayers at night became quick and tired. The dancing ended without them noticing. They still loved each other. They just stopped showing it. Miscommunication became normal. Marcus assumed she was fine. Lila assumed he didn't care. Both were wrong. Small arguments grew into silent days.
What did you mean by that?
I didn't mean anything.
Sure.
Physical closeness faded. Not out of lack of desire, but lack of emotional space. They became roommates instead of partners. Eating at different times. Sleeping back to back. Smiling without meaning it. Holidays felt heavy. Christmas used to be magical. Now it was a reminder of how far they'd fallen. Neither of them cheated. Neither betrayed the other. Neither stopped believing in God. They just stopped choosing each other. And that kind of drifting hurts the most. Because it's slow.
Silent.
Almost invisible until something finally breaks. 1 year, 2 days before Christmas, Marcus forgot the ornament they were supposed to put on the tree together. It wasn't a big deal. Not really. But Lila broke down crying. "You don't fight for us anymore." Marcus snapped back, voice trembling. "Why should I be the only one fighting?" That night, they slept apart. The next morning was cold. Emotionally, spiritually, everything felt fragile. Marcus's truth. He had tried, over and over, to fix the cracks before they became chasms. He scheduled talk nights he knew she might skip. He left notes she didn't notice. He made coffee at dawn so she could sleep longer. He prayed, deeply, desperately, for her and for them. Every day he reached out. Every day he tried. But he couldn't carry it alone forever. Months of trying alone left him exhausted. His heart ached. His patience wore thin. His hope dimmed. Lila's part. She stopped noticing his efforts. She assumed silence meant indifference. She let exhaustion, pride, and fear dull her heart. She drifted without realizing it, forgetting that love is as much action as feeling. It wasn't that she stopped loving him. She just stopped tending to their love. Christmas Eve, the anniversary of their wedding. Lila woke slowly to Marcus standing over her, soft smile on his face. "Thank you for the promise," he whispered. Her heart stilled. "What promise?" He handed her a folded note, edges worn, ink slightly smeared. Her handwriting, her signature. Her blood ran cold. She never wrote that. Marcus's eyes glistened. "Last night, we talked for hours. You cried. We reconciled. You wrote this." Her heart hammered. Nothing of that had happened. "I didn't write this," she whispered. Later that day, after Marcus went out to buy last-minute groceries, Lila searched the house, looking for another handwriting sample, a torn journal page, anything to prove the note wasn't hers. She found nothing. At 4:17 p.m., on their bed, a second note appeared. Same handwriting, same signature. Date, December 25th next year. Her knees nearly buckled. The note read, "If you're reading this early, it means you forgot again. Please don't let the small things ruin the big love God gave you." Marcus came home and froze. Another one? That's when she learned this wasn't the first. 3 notes in 2 weeks. All was written on days she didn't remember writing anything. Her marriage wasn't the only thing slipping away. Her memory, her connection, her heart, all fragile. She whispered, "God, what am I missing?" Her Bible, closed for days, flipped open on its own. "He will restore the years the locusts have eaten." Joel 2 verse 25. Restore, not erase. That night, Marcus finally broke. He confessed everything. How lonely he felt. How afraid he was to lose her. How he had been trying, relentlessly, quietly, every single day. How the notes gave him hope that she still cared even when she pulled away.
He cried. She cried.
Years of buried pain surfaced. Lila realized she hadn't fallen out of love. She had fallen out of connection. Marcus hadn't stopped caring. He had simply grown tired of carrying the marriage alone. It wasn't that they didn't love each other. It was that neither felt loved anymore. Christmas Eve, 11:45 p.m. The house was quiet, heavy, as if the walls themselves were bracing for whatever came next. Marcus had fallen asleep on the couch, one arm draped over his eyes, breathing unevenly from the emotional storm that hit them earlier. Lila stood in the dim light of the Christmas tree, barefoot on the wooden floor, soft glow of red and gold bulbs flickering across her face. Her hands trembled. Her breathing had softened, not because she felt ready, but because she finally understood something. Their marriage wasn't dying. It was calling out for help, for attention, for intention,
for a choice.
She sat at the dining table with a blank card in front of her, a simple white card with a tiny gold star in a corner. Her pen hovered. She thought of their Christmas Eve wedding, the joy, the vows, the prayers, the kiss under falling snow. Then she thought of the years after, the laughter, the burnt pancakes, the soft prayers before bed, the silly dancing in socks on hardwood floors. And then she thought of the drift, the silence, the distance, the forgetting. She realized the truth like a jolt. Promises don't disappear. People stop tending to them. They lose their shine when we stop polishing them. Tears pooled in her eyes. She began writing. "Marcus, I don't know where the old notes came from, but this one, these words, these tears on the paper, this promise, it's mine." Her hand shook. She wiped her face and kept writing. "I've been drifting, not because I stopped loving you, but because I let fear and exhaustion dull everything inside me. I didn't notice the distance growing until it felt too wide to cross." A tear fell onto the ink, smudging one line. She didn't bother wiping it. "Thank you for holding on even when I wasn't awake enough to realize you were fighting alone." She paused, hand over her heart. "But tonight I woke up, not because of fear, but because God reminded me that you are the gift He gave me on Christmas Eve. A gift I haven't treasured the way I should." Her breath hitched. The room felt warmer,
Softer.
as if faith itself had curled around her shoulders. "So here's my promise, written wide awake, without confusion, without missing memories. She pressed the pen harder. I choose us. I choose to rebuild. I choose to show love, not just feel it. I choose to remember what matters and to let go of what doesn't. Her tears fell faster. Restore us, Lord. Restore what we let fade. She signed her name.
Not shaky.
Not confused.
Clear.
Intentional. Present. It was 11:57 p.m. when she stood. The house seemed to hold its breath. Even the ticking clock on the wall sounded slower. She walked toward the Christmas tree, toward the quiet glow that once represented magic, but now symbolized fragile hope. Her shadows stretched across the floor as if she were crossing a threshold between the past and a new beginning. She knelt. The pine scent filled her lungs. She placed the envelope gently under the tree. Her hands lingered there, as if letting go of the letter was also letting go of her pride, her fear, her excuses. At exactly 11:59 p.m., the string of lights flickered. Just once. A soft pulse. A wind, soft as a sigh, moved through the room. Not cold. Not warm. Holy. The ornaments shimmered. The tinsel shivered as if touched by invisible fingers. And then it happened. The old notes, the mysterious ones, the ones she didn't remember writing, began to dissolve. Not burn. Not vanish instantly, but fade letter by letter. Ink evaporated. Paper thinned like snowflakes in warm hands. And soon they were gone. Only her new envelope remained. A single card slipped out beside it, as gently as if someone had placed it there. She reached for it with trembling fingers. On the front, a gold heart. Inside, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 7. The words glowed, soft, warm, alive. Not a warning, a reassurance, a blessing, a confirmation that heaven had heard her. Her knees gave out. She sank back to the floor, hands over her mouth, tears pouring, not out of fear, out of peace. For the first time in months, Lila felt hope wrap around her like a winter blanket. God wasn't punishing her. He was restoring her, restoring them. From the couch, Marcus stirred, his voice groggy, soft. Lila, are you okay? She turned to him, eyes shining with something new, something warm, something healed. She whispered, I wrote a promise. He blinked, stood slowly, and approached her like a man afraid to hope. A real one? His voice cracked. She nodded. It's mine. All mine. He exhaled like he'd been holding his breath for months. Then he sank to his knees beside her, held her face, kissed her forehead, her cheeks, her trembling lips. When they pulled away, their foreheads rested together, breathing the same air, hearts beating in rhythm again. The tree glowed brighter. Midnight struck, and for the first time in a long time, they welcomed Christmas not as strangers, but as a miracle-mended pair. They spent the morning wrapped in blankets, talking about what hurt, what healed, what they wanted to rebuild. They apologized, forgave, laughed softly, cried freely. Lila finally said aloud, let's renew our vows next Christmas. Not because we have to, but because now we understand them. Marcus nodded. And let's make a promise today, not mysterious, not supernatural, but human. No more drifting alone. If we drift together. Her heart swelled. Together, she repeated. They sealed it with a kiss. Before leaving the floor, Lila glanced at the scripture card. She noticed writing on the back she hadn't seen before. This time, you will remember. Her breath stopped. Marcus grabbed her hand. Lila, what does that mean? She whispered. It means the forgetting is over. The drift is over. God restored us. They held each other tightly as snow fell quietly outside, like heaven's soft applause. And in that small living room with twinkling lights, two people who almost lost everything found their way back to the love story God never stopped writing. This isn't just Marcus and Lila's story. It's a lesson for all of us on what it truly takes to love. Love must be nurtured intentionally. A marriage fades when small acts of care stop. It grows when watered daily, through attention, kindness, and presence. Unspoken feelings create invisible walls. Honest conversations keep hearts aligned. Speak the truth in love. Ephesians 4 verse 15. Distraction is a quiet enemy. Work, stress, routines, they can pull couples apart. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6 verse 21. Small irritations, left unaddressed, become deep fractures. And the battle is never your spouse, it's life's pressures. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood. Ephesians 6 verse 12. Vulnerability heals what silence destroys. Forgiveness breaks cycles of resentment. Love keeps no record of wrongs. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 5. Even when it feels broken, God can restore what's lost. He will restore the years the locusts have eaten. Joel 2 verse 25. And love is strongest when God is at the center. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4 verse 12. Marcus and Lila's story reminds us, with faith, courage, and daily choices, love can endure, even when it feels impossible.